In this video, we're going to talk about the most important decision, the single most important decision you have to make throughout your whole gender transition. That is not what surgery you're going to have, not what hormones you're going to take, not what name, not who you're going to tell, none of that. And it's one choice that you have to make that you can make at any point in your transition. My name is Ashton Colby. On this channel, I have been transitioning for 6 years now, and I'm realizing that people are craving to talk about things more than just the physical changes. We are now getting into a point where we realize, like, you know what, I can continue to get as buff as whatever, I can continue to do this, and this, but fundamentally, it's like the physical changes are only going to get you so far. And then, when you get all those physical changes, if you think the physical changes are going to make you happy, you're realizing that happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice that you actually can make at any point in your transition. If you set the intention at the beginning of your transition that you're doing this not because you're trying to correct something that is wrong, that you hate something, that you've adopted this narrative that because you feel that you need to express yourself with a new gender and a new way and a new whatever that looks like for you, that now you have to adopt this narrative that society has had for you, that you're born in the wrong body, that you have to hate your body to transition, and then you have to be this constant state of misery and fighting your body. Like, even me saying that feels so out of alignment with my fundamental truth, because I realized, like, there was just an awareness that I needed to express myself more. And really, the alternative choice to adopting that narrative is the choice that you're doing this because you fundamentally know that you deserve to find peace and happiness in your body as it is, no matter what. And you don't have to adopt narratives that you have to hate yourself or your body or anything like that in order to transition. And that the realization that you identify with something other than how you are presenting now is enough. So let's call that dysphoria. Let's call the realization that you know that how you are right now is out of alignment with the highest expression of yourself. That is enough. And that can be dysphoria. That little just realization is just, okay, something's out of alignment. It does not mean then, like, you can make a conscious choice then, okay, I do not have to adopt all these other narratives that come along with it. I actually have a choice to realize that I can change the narrative for myself and adopt the narrative that I'm doing this because I fundamentally know I deserve happiness, love, peace. I deserve to feel safe in my body as it is, regardless. It's paradoxical, but you can actually hold these two truths. I deserve love and peace and happiness. I also want to change things because I know that they would move me into a higher alignment with my fullest expression of myself. And you make that choice, you make that decision, that that's the narrative that you want to claim for yourself. And that all these really distorted narratives about, like, you have to hate this and hate that, it's like, it doesn't serve us as trans people. Those are narratives that cisgender society that's not transgender, has forced onto us, or we as trans people throughout this history of trans expression in Western culture have felt that we've needed to explain it that way to people who are not transgender so that they give us the right to transition. And things have gotten really distorted, and for myself, I was swept up in that at the beginning of my transition. I really felt like, okay, I'm trans now, I gotta hate every aspect of my body that is not, it's like, that is, like, so destructive. It led me to make so many destructive, self-destructive decisions, and that's why really the whole point of why this is so critical that I speak about this is the fact that the intention that you set for the beginning of your transition is going to dictate all the little decisions that you make throughout the entire course of your transition. If you set the intention that, like, I hate something so I got to fix it, it's going to just put you down this spiral of making all these other self-destructive decisions. And I went down that path, and I overate because I felt like I needed to get buff, and then I fasted in unhealthy ways to get lean because I felt like I needed to get muscly and all that stuff like that. And I worked out for 3 hours and whatever because I needed to, like, well, I'm a man now, and I hate this. I hate my hips or whatever because I've, like, adopted that toxic narrative about my body, about, like, femininity and masculinity and bodies and all that. And, like, that wasn't even my truth. And so I did these destructive things that were, like, these based on the subconscious narrative of, like, I hate my body. And really, like, your body is your home for your soul. And, like, if you allow yourself to even adopt a narrative that you hate something about your body, it's like you are internalizing a narrative of hating yourself. And the flip side of that, because we'll release that, that's not my truth. The truth of it is that setting the intention that you're doing this because it's in a highest alignment of yourself to express yourself in this new way, and you're going to make a lot more healthy decisions for yourself. You're going to make decisions like, you know what, okay, so I'm going on this really profound journey of self-expression, and it just happens to be through my gender. Cool. Now I'm going to then maybe make healthier food choices. I'm going to maybe try yoga or something like that so that I can find and seek other ways, other tools, not just through surgery and not just through hormones, even though that's an important aspect of my personal journey. It's not one aspect. So it's then I'm going to try all these other new things that going down the momentum and the uplifting spiral up here, that I'm making these decisions to better myself in all aspects of my life. And it sends you into a positive momentum versus the alternative. There's a way to set an intention, and this can be a thing where you change your realization about this at any stage of your transition. For me, it was like 3 or 4 years into my transition. I've been transitioning for like 6 years and over 6 years, and I realized this through like 3.5 years of solid, like the first year was like, okay, cool, now I'm all excited about these initial changes, blah 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 blah. And then like a year and a half, like 2 years after the transition, like initial changes, like hormones and surgery and all that, I was like, wow, I'm miserable and I don't understand why I'm miserable. Okay, the answer is go to the gym and do all these things and like buff up and eat a ton of extra food that actually wasn't serving my body in any way in order to get buff, and then all this, and then, oh, I still feel bad, let me just like smoke marijuana every day and all of that, and oh, let me just go to a party where there's lots of people, and then, oh, if I like drink alcohol, that will, like, you know, it was a spiral of like these things of like, well, I don't like myself, and now let's like try all these other things to like fill that. Versus when I made the realization that it's like, whoa, all of those narratives about transgender experience that are rooted in like hate about the self, whether it's the body or whatever, it's like the body, mind, soul, and spirit, like they're all equally as important. And if there's a rooted narrative about hate in one aspect of that, it's like that is going to affect so many other aspects of your life. And then when I made the conscious decision and awareness of like, I actually can do this because I love myself and all that, and like I had such profound changes. I stopped eating so crappy. I literally eat so much healthier. I feel so much better. I am happiest and healthiest that I've ever been in my entire life. But it took me like 6 years or so to into my transition to, you know, make that. So I'm trying to like save some people some like time and some pain here. That's why I'm making these new videos. I'm trying to be more vulnerable, trying to put it out there, like what really happened, what was the shift of like, you go watch the videos from a few years ago where it's all about the like like, you know, and that's like one aspect of it, and it's like cool if you're there, and it's like, but I left that whole like toxic masculinity bodybuilding culture and everything like that, and I've lost weight and I've slimmed down and trimmed down and like all of that. And you can go back to my videos and see that I look different and I look leaner and I've lost muscle mass and all of that. But it's like I'm so much happier because I started making then choices of like, yeah, I don't have to go to the gym, whatever. Like now just like to do yoga, and like that keeps me so healthy. I'll like occasionally go on runs, get outside, go on hikes, go out in nature. I still have a gym membership. I maybe will go to the gym when I want to for myself, just like to lift weights, because I still enjoy resistance training, but I don't make it this like mandatory thing of like self-punishment of like I hate my body and so I have to like do something else to fix other aspects of my body. It's like it's so much different, and like you will make more conscious decisions when you realize that like, are you doing this to be happy, or are you doing this to get rid of something you hate about yourself? Because doing it to feel like you are going to make all these changes because you hate something, and then you feel like then magically, because when you get rid of the things that you hate, then you're just magically going to be happy. Like that doesn't work in any aspect. That doesn't work at all in life. Like you think like, when I get the job, when I get the car, when I get this, whatever, I don't like my car now, if I get a new car I'm gonna be happy, or if I don't like my house now I'm gonna get a new house or a new girlfriend or a new job or anything like that. You can get all of those things and you will still not be fulfilled, because happiness is about these little tiny decisions every single day in the moment, and setting an intention for your entire life, and then the little decisions every day become then easier, and you gain this momentum of happiness. And but fundamentally, the way we get liberated as transgender people is we gotta throw this narrative out the window, and that dysphoria as a necessity in the way it stands now, the way that we talk about what dysphoria is now as a necessity for the validity of your trans identity, is just so toxic, and we will never be liberated as transgender people if we do not realize that the realization, the like light bulb moment that you realize that the way you're expressing yourself and your gender now is not in the highest expression of your truth, and that expressing yourself in a new way based on your gender would make you happier or make you more fulfilled or whatever, or be more, let's say, be more in alignment with your higher self. That awareness that you're just not in alignment is enough. And that, let's call that dysphoria. That is dysphoria, because it's just like an awareness that you're out of alignment. And then it doesn't have to come with all these other toxic narratives that you have to hate anything. It's like, no, bodies, like, we're having a negotiation and a conversation with ourselves and society and ourselves and other people. And like, if we have to make changes physically in order to like negotiate and have this conversation, and like, we do live in that way, and like, yeah, like, if it would fulfill you because the mental image of what you learned about like what masculinity is like to have facial hair and like to have this body with this chest or whatever, like, cool, then do that. Like, as long as it's in alignment with your highest self, and not because you feel like you have to like correct something that's like broken based on society's expectations for your body, because you're literally perfect and beautiful and amazing, and I love you so deeply, because you are literally the universe manifesting itself through like these skin and bones, man. Like, we're doing the damn thing, and like, we deserve more as trans people, more narrative options and more tools to express narratives rooted in happiness and love and peace and fulfillment in all aspects of our lives. So if you're feeling what I'm feeling, which I know some of you are, I know a lot of you are, subscribe to this channel. We are doing it. I have so many video topics, like 25 lined up. You know, I just had a silent retreat, so I was like kind of taking it easy for like 2 weeks and not making a video. Now I'm making another making more videos and getting back into it and all that. And I'm going to be done with my yoga certification in like 3 weeks. And I'm going to move into a whole new phase of this. I really want you to all be a part of it. Let's rock it out, do the thing. You can follow me on Instagram. My name's Ashton James Colby on Instagram. It's really the social media other than this that I post on, if anything. And yeah, comment below with your questions. Comment below with what you're experiencing. This is a conversation. I love hearing from you. I love to know that other people are experiencing these thoughts and expressions of the world in this way about their gender and beyond. So I love each and every single one of you so deeply. The light in me honors the light in you. I love you so much. I love you. I'm sending so much love out to you from my heart. And that beyond time and space and anything like that, that you know that fundamentally you are so loved. I hope that's enough. Have a great rest of your day.